Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Voyager class Galvatron.
Transformers, defenders of truth, robots who fight in disguise.
And as usual, taking a look at the packaging itself, one thing that you're going to automatically notice is this looks a lot cooler than this. Mostly because the paint on here is very drab. It's just this gray plastic, and it doesn't have a lot of silver on him. If he had silver throughout him like this guy would look really cool. Packaging wise though, you do have the nice Transformers 4 packaging for it, where it just says Transformers, has the Age of Extinction logo down here on the bottom, come around to the side, and you see a little bit of a wraparound image here of Galvatron, which looks cool. Then you come around here to the other side, you got a big Autobot logo. You do see that this is an authentic Transformer as opposed to a fake Transformer. Come around here to the back of him, and you see his, I'm not actually sure what kind of truck that is. Now looking down here, it just says Daimler Trucks North America. It's a Freightliner, I guess. That's all I can tell you. You got his robot mode, and then a little bio. It says, when Optimus Prime dealt a crushing blow to Megatron in the Battle of Chicago, the triumph was short-lived. The victorious Autobots were rewarded with exile and new enemies, determined to bring about their total destruction. If there was ever any doubt, the Autobots now know for certain, as long as there is a Decepticon with a spark in his circuits, their centuries-old war will continue. Okay, so the bio doesn't tell you anything about Galvatron. It mostly talks about Optimus Prime, so that almost should be like a bio for Optimus. I don't even know, but I guess they're doing it so they don't give away anything about Galvatron. But then you also do see the other Voyager, that being Autobot Hound, which is basically Bulkhead, given the old G1 Hound name. So beyond that, that's about it for the packaging on them. Like I said, I really like the way that it looks, and the art on here is really very cool. So without further ado, let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Galvatron opened up and out of its packaging. And we seem to be getting a lot of semi-trucks lately. This is the third semi-truck that we know of in the new Age of Extinction movie. And it's the second Voyager that we've gotten. Now, the biggest problem I guess people would assign to this figure is color-wise, he's not exactly what we've seen from the movie. All we've seen are like still images and a few video of it, but he is a much darker color, more black than any of this gray stuff. So that puts some people off. Also, this whole back section here really is very anorexic looking. I mean, you can see, there's just all this space. A lot of truck Transformers don't do a very good job of hiding this in the back, and this is definitely one of those. Now, for his accessory, he does come with this cannon thing. I guess if you really wanted to, you can kind of wedge that in there. It gives it a little bit more of a full look, but it doesn't, it's floppy. It doesn't securely attach to anything that I can see. And that's unfortunate. I really wish that there was a way that you could have, or they could have figured out a way to peg this in there. I mean, you got two different posts here. You got this one here and you got this one here. I wish there was a way that they could have figured out something where you could have put this in. I mean, you can't even, if you blow that out, you can't even peg that on there like that to give it that kind of a look. So, I mean, it is unfortunate. That would have filled things out a little bit and probably would have helped things a lot more. As it is, this weapon only has one storage spot, and that's right here, which is dumb. So very dumb. Yeah, you can't even use the other post because it's too short to fit in there. Maybe I don't know, you can't even do it that way. And then one of the problems with this is just lack of paint, even on this. When you look down into the bottom, the figure is very gray, and that really is very unfortunate. This also has that, but at least in the box art, this was painted black, almost, I'm guessing maybe to replicate a tire or something, but I really wish that they actually painted this. It would have just looked so much nicer, I think. Now, we are going to get a Takara one, so us collectors would probably like that a little bit more. But naturally, when you add extra paint applications, it will make the figure a little bit more expensive. So, setting this off to the side, doing a little bit of a comparison for you. Here is Galvatron in his truck mode, obviously. And here's the other Voyager, that being the evasion mode Optimus Prime. And as you can see, this Freightliner, I think they called it, is much bigger than the flat nose cab that Optimus has in this form. But I mean, even the back section here, I mean, it's a little bit ugly, but it's not nearly as bad as Galvatron's. Galvatron's really does fall short here. But you can see for a size comparison that the flat nose cab really is a pretty small truck by comparison. And then just to bring the other version of a truck, here's the first edition Optimus Prime. So, like I said, we're basically getting a lot of semis in this new movie. Now, for his transformation, it is pretty simple. He is a shell former for the most part, but I think they do a really cool job with this. The easiest part probably would be this back section. You just take this, untab this from the side, rotate this all the way down, just put that on the outer side of his tires. Do that on this side as well. You can then split these legs apart. They tab together very loosely. It's not a very strong tab. Then rotate the foot down. You got a heel here. Rotate that. It actually folds all the way out and locks into place. Do that on this side as well, locking that up and into place. Then spin it around here. Spin the legs around, and here you have his legs all nice and done. Then coming up to the top, this is the part that gets really easy. You detach this, rotate these around just like so. You do have to be careful. As you can see, the wheel just popped out. So make sure you get a good grip on this on the bottom section to rotate that around. Then just take this entire cab section and rotate that back. You got his arms. You can pull these out just like so. Then piece of hair, fold that around, and you got his arm. Fold that around. There's his other arm. You can bring these down just like so. Take this entire section here and this on this blue section here. Well, first rotate the head up. If you don't rotate the head up, you won't be able to do that later on. Then bring that up, locks that down. Then at this blue joint here, you want to accordion this up. And then on the underside here, there are a couple little knobs. You want to make sure you push it all the way up, and you'll feel it lock into place. That securely keeps it in that proper position. Take this section, then you want to pull these basically out, accordion this down, fold this piece up like that. Here, rotate, get that rotated around as well. Then bring this down. You have to take this section and fold this down. Then bring these, give that a nice little push, and that'll lock that in place right up here. It has a little tab right here and a slot on the back of his neck that I guess it's supposed to hold it on there to keep it from flopping back like so. But I mean, that bottom little notch holds it on there pretty well. And then straighten this all out. Bring his arms around, kind of make them look cool. I actually like taking these and folding these up just to give them a little bit more mean of a look. But when you're all done, that's what you have. He's now fully transformed and in his robot mode. And I'd honestly say that the biggest thing that this figure suffers from is the lack of paint applications. The gray plastic just really hurts the look on this. If it was silver, he would absolutely look incredible, I think. I don't really think his backpack is all that bad. I like how it collapses and flushes along the back. I think that's really neat. But I could see why people would be a little bit let down with him. I personally am not, however. As you can see, I do have him holding his arm cannon, which for Galvatron works pretty nicely. I do like that. I am hoping that he has something similar to that. You can also take it out. Come on. Wedge you out, and if you want to, he could hold it as just a regular gun. I do really wish that there was a hole here on the side where you could have maybe pegged this in on the side, giving that more Galvatron look and feel, but again, that's personal preference. I don't see why they couldn't have just drilled a hole in there. Heck, I could probably put a hole in there, I guess. But there's just so much molded detail in here that really gets lost when you lose a lot of the paint. But he looks good. I really do think he does look nice. Like I said, I do have these up sometimes. They come down often. I guess it'll depend on how he looks in the actual movie, whether or not I'll leave those up and down in the long. But for some size comparisons, here's Galvatron. In here we have him next to the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime, and size-wise they are just about the same size. Optimus does get a little bit taller, but bulk-wise he feels a little bit more bulky, especially here in the legs. Now a lot of that has to do with his truck parts just kind of folding up along the back here. But this is a good comparison between how they were able to take the cab section and make it turn inside out. That's another reason why I think that this figure is so incredibly successful. This one still isn't bad, but you can see that the engineering was a little bit better, I think, and more creative with making that whole cab section disappear. But it could be a lot worse. It could be like this guy, which just has it kind of hanging on the back here and doesn't really look all that good. I mean, I guess it's very similar to that, where it's just kind of hanging on the back, but I think this is a little bit incorporated better. And honestly, I mean, they could have very easily have left it, just sliding this out, it's very simple to do. They could have just left it something like this. How many times have we gotten Transformers with backpacks like this where it's just there? So at least they thought of a way to make it look a little bit better, I think, and I really do appreciate and dig that. Now for his articulation, he does have some light piping, but it's not really coming through. It's very small here at the top of his head. But again, the head sculpt, everything on here sculpting wise looks terrific. You just lose so much with a lack of paint. The head is on a ball joint though, so you get a decent range of motion with it. It gets a little bit more limited on the sides because of the extended shoulder bits right here. You got nice joints moving in and out. They move forward and back on nice ratchet joints. They rotate at the upper part of the bicep. You got two joints here at the elbow for a nice range of motion. Most of it is due to the transformation because you bring them up in. There's nothing at the waist, and then the hips here are actually really very interesting. There's three different joints here that allow you to rotate the hips. You got one that's going in on an angle that you can sort of see that normally when you rotate it, it would rotate it out. You can hear that it's a ratchet joint, but that's the normal rotation for it. But it also has a swivel joint that goes in and out and another rotation joint right there at the bottom. So when you move it, all three of those joints work together to give you a straight leg motion, which is really very cool. It was nicely engineered, and all the joints are fairly loose in the respect that it allows you to do that very easily. They're not flopping or anything. They are just stiff enough to stay in their position or pose whatever you put them in. But like I said, the original joint just rotates it out, and then you can move it in and out, and then you got that small swivel joint there a little bit lower that really makes that a very fun joint. He does have sort of ratchet joints here at the knee. The knees are a little bit up high. I would prefer it if they were a little bit lower down here, I guess. The ankles move forward and back. They move back and forth like so. So a lot of good poses with this, and it's really a shame that the paint has to kind of take away from how much fun I'm actually having with this figure. All that being said, for a retail figure, I still think he's well worth picking up. I think for my collection, I will be happier with the Takara one, but I'm going to have to see pictures for that at some point in time. If that doesn't turn out the way I like it, I fortunately do have friends that are phenomenal at painting their figures, so I could have this easily customized to look really good. But now to transform him back first, you're going to just get these fists kind of up like that. Just bring him up as if he's about to box and he's protecting his head. So just bring that up, come around here, loosen this, and then just pull this section back down all the way, and then bring this section down, and then just bring these all up. They lock into place with some tabs along the sides here. You got a little slot here in the middle that you can see. It's like a track. Well, you can kind of see it. There's the track that it slides along, and then the center little tab, make sure that's in the middle there. So you're going to bring that up, then you're going to detach this, rotate this down like so, take the head, pop that off at that little nub right there, rotate out, and then it's really weird that his chest piece, it's see-through all the way there. I don't get that, but bring that back, put that into place, and that actually hides that see-through-ness, I guess. Take these arms, detach these, rotate these around like so. This bit here is very similar to that first edition Optimus Prime. They have a very similar arm sort of structure. Then just tuck these back, on their joints like so, and then fold this over just like that. Then you got the little hole section right there that this, when you swivel this down, will tab into. So give that a nice little push, and that locks that cab section into place nicely. Make sure you get it lined up proper. Push it in. Then you got two little bits right here. Just push those. Make sure those are locked as well. Come around here to the legs. Take these, fold these up. Fold the heel up and in. Do that on this side as well. Rotate them, and then you can see how there's little grooves right here that tab together. They don't hold together all that well. I wish there was another little tab. I mean, it holds fairly secure, but it can knock out with repeated play. Then take this, rotate this up and around, then that locks on the side. That actually stayed together, so very good. Bring this up, tab this in right there, and well, there we go, lock it in. And here you have Galvatron back in its truck mode. Now, there's no question that the new Transformers Age of Extinction toy line is going for a much more simple sort of transformation. Keeping things simple really helps to keep kids interested and constantly wanting to play with their toys. This is a figure that I really think that the philosophy works with. One thing that I noticed, I love having this on my desk now and just transforming it back and forth, because I can do it in a minute. And that's really, even for me, a fun thing to do. It makes me enjoy the figure a lot more. Vehicle mode, I really think looks very nice. I do, again, wish that the paint was a little bit better, but I do like some of the dark elements. It does look pretty nice. I just wish, like, this silver paint right here along the side, if that silver paint was applied to the gray plastic, much better looking, I think. I do think that the back cab section, or the hitch area, is a little ugly and just very thin looking. I mean, you got gaps all the way through the middle. You got gaps right through here. That's really unfortunate, but from the front, that's pretty cool looking. The transformation, yes, is really very simple, but the whole collapsing cab section is really something that I don't remember us getting. It stands out and it feels unique, and because it's simple, it's fun to do over and over again, even for me, who's used to much more complex transformations. And the robot mode, I think, does look nice as well, but again, we're coming into a problem with paint applications. That's not something that's new. We've had that problem for a long time. I just think a lot of people are starting to kind of get annoyed with the simplified transformations, thinking that the figures should be cheaper because they're more simple. So if they're cheaper, then you should be able to put more paint details into it. I can't argue with that, but I think that's something that has been an ongoing problem and isn't indicative of just the Age of Extinction toy line. But for me, I really do like this and really hope that you guys give him a try as well. So if you are interested in getting this guy, go ahead and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pick this guy up and add him to your collection today. But beyond that, that's about it, guys. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find our recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. Also, don't forget to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can check all my reviews from the previous week as well as what I have planned for my upcoming reviews. And don't forget, if you like this review, please rate, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.
When the going gets rough, you've been put to the test, but it's never enough. You got the touch. You got